Hey guys, Michael Solji here. Today we are going over 5 tips to beat the blitz. Now, usually we'll show you zone blitz as well, but usually you're going to play a lot of man blitz. That could be from a nickel normal formation or nickel over dollar, 3-3, 3-3 comp, something like that. And usually what happens is, or 3-4 odds, another good example, and usually you have a lot of people in the box, press man-to-man, really aggressive in the box defense. Something like this, right? Where, again, everyone's manned up, sending 5, 6 people, etc. What I like to do is a couple different things to attack this. Number one, I like mixing in a quick throw, send 5 out. So something like this isn't bad. The reason being is this. Obviously, when they are blitzing, a lot of people and are a lot of people blitzing, not a lot of people in coverage, right? So usually there's going to be something where we just have to make the read. Versus a cover zero blitz, usually it's the user responsibility to guard the running back no matter what. So I usually like to exploit that by putting him on stuff like a wheel route, right? Because if I can just snap throw this wheel, boom, and now it's just one-on-one with the guy manned up to the solo receiver. But regardless, really in theory, there's just no one in space. Make the user, if they're going to run an aggressive defense like this, make the user have to respect the running back, right? That is user number one. Do not be afraid to mix in a send 5 out and then get out of there, you know? Like that is, make them have to start putting some zones, make them have to man up the running back, and then you're taking their blitz and turning it into coverage. Stuff like that, right? Make them have to be way less aggressive than what they are by mixing in a send 5 out, right? Things like that. It's like I said, the running back, like I'm just calling flood right now, but like the running back, just as a check down, right? Again, it's kind of hard to show this in practice mode because I'm not actually playing against somebody, it's just a computer, but that is a great example, and example number one of how to beat the blitz is do not be afraid to send 5 out, use the running back, you want to put him on motion, right? Because here's the thing too, the user wants to be in the box, that way if you block the running back, he's good, he has no responsibility and stuff like that. But if you like motion, if you like, for example, run verts and motion right back out on the wheel, now the user he can't guard middle anymore. Now he has to go do this, and then he either has to zone out this guy or he has to use this himself. Basically, the defense does not want to be here, right? And that's the beauty of also having a tight end block, which I'm going to talk about in a second. But this is the user does not want to be here, right? But then he has to get off this guy, and then he only has to send 5 or something like that. Then you kind of get into the chess game of it. But regardless, motioning the running back out, putting him on a route, sending 5 out, making them either have to play coverage or user where they don't want a user, and then that will really give the opponent a lot of trouble. So our second method here, guys, instead of saying 5 out, we're going to work on blocking the blitz. Now, usually with a lot of blitzes, I like to just at least start off with just blocking either the tight end or the running back. So the beauty of the most meta playbook right now is definitely going to be the Colts or Eagles playbook. And the reason why is because bunch offset's really good, bunch strong is really good. So I'm just going to audible the bunch strong right here. But as you can see, in both of them, the tight end is blocking, right? There are some bunches, some bunch strongs where the tight end does not block. In this formation, he does. So I can block 7 out of this. If they're going to send the entire team at you guys, do not be afraid to max protect and then make the read. And right here, guys, even if I call a play like this, right, we are going to have man-beating routes, right? We're going to have the post there for a touchdown. The corner route beats man. The drag beats man. But like you guys, if they're sending the entire team at you, especially every play, don't be afraid to mix in a max protect thing with bunch offset, right? What can I do? I can do a max protect. I can call something as simple as like a mesh concept right here. This post route's going to beat man, right? For a dot. So do not be afraid to mix in max protecting, whether that is from bunch offset, from bunch strong. Max protecting itself will usually do a good job at picking up blitzes. Some stuff like the loop requires specific blocking setups. It kind of depends on what the loop is, honestly. But the key is, no matter what blitz you're going against, whether it is a loop, whether it is like a nickel normal or a cub, you want the ability to be able to block both the tight end and the running back. Sometimes you just got to block both. Sometimes you can do something like this where maybe you just block one of them. Or if you want to put a tight end on a route, something like this, right? But the idea is you're at least able to block one, so you have just enough time, and again, make them have to use their running back, you know? That's still like a huge assignment even if you block the tight end. And I'll just call a play out of this, but like I said, guys, the ability to be able to max protect in the 2 best formations in this playbook, in bunch offset and bunch strong, is super, super key. And then we're going to have man beers here across the board, and we have a dot, right? So like that is just an example, guys, so the 2 primary ways to counter blitzes is either A, Setting 5 out, make them respect the running back as a receiving option, and B, max protecting, picking up that blitz and then dotting their cover 0 coverage. My third tip, guys, is going to be utilizing audibling and motioning to really mess up their man-to-line blitz. Like I said, this is going to be our last tip when it comes to cover 0 blitzes. One thing, too, that people love doing versus cover 0 is they like bracketing your man-beating routes. Because obviously this is going to be straight man coverage across the board right here, right? But what people like to do is maybe they might do something like this where they man up. Like if they think a corner route's coming, they might want to man up the corner route with a cloud so now the corner route can't get thrown. My thing to that is this. First of all, I like audibling around two different formations, like bunch strong. The reason being is we got to play defense for bunch compared to bunch strong. When I audible the bunch strong, I can snap the ball quick and they will not have time to adjust. Another thing I like to do, guys, utilizing motion. Reason being is this. In a cover 0 blitz, they are in man line, meaning the man will follow when I motion over. Look what happens to this cloud flat here when I motion Lazard over. You see how now he runs with it? Now look at where this cloud flat is at. You see how the defense is now completely messed up? The dude has a cross zone, and nothing is going to guard this corner out right here. So if I call this corner out to Miko Harmon right here, he is going to absolutely fry on this corner out, right? For an absolute dot, right? So the reason if I didn't motion and just let the cloud flat be there, it would have bracketed the corner out and I would have been able to throw it. But because I motioned over, guys, that made the cloud flat had to follow, and like you saw, it created a cross zone. The defense got really messy. They would have had to run either zone defense, they would have had to reset their defense. It would give them a lot of problems. So like I said, guys, don't be afraid of audible, whether it's bunch strong is the most popular one, but if you audible around different formations in your playbook, depending on what you run, that is very beneficial because it's a different look, right? They have to respect different plays. They got to adjust for different stuff. And it really makes them have to do a lot of adjustments and not a lot of time. So don't be afraid of audible, and don't be afraid of motion, guys, especially versus these man-aligned cover 0 blitzes. For our fourth tip, guys, we're going to address zone blitzes and what I like to do versus zone blitzes. So like we're going to call this one right here, Sam Blitz 3 from 3-3 Cup. So the thing with zone blitzes, guys, is this. It is impossible to guard these sidelines entirely with zone blitzes, number one. And number two, it's all about attacking different spaces of the field. Now, same type of thing with the man blitz. You can send 5 outs, or you can max protect, right? So right here, this is a great zone beater for a zone blitz. The reason being is because, look, this is just verticals from gun bunch, right? I am covering so many different parts of the field with this. A big thing about beating zone blitzes, guys, is spacing concepts, right? You want to cover different spaces of the field because with a zone blitz, they're saying too many people to guard all different spots. So now I have B. B, I can throw just as a flat pass here to the outside for a dot, right? They need to have a flat over there or man it up or something like that. But when it comes to a zone blitz, they will never be able to play this from straight zone, right? So like I have the short right part of the field covered with this wheel route. I also have the middle right field part of the field. I have the middle right part of the field covered with this tight end wheel route, right? So I have the outside wheel to cover the far right. When it comes to the middle right, I have this tight end wheel, right? Now I can also go over the middle of the field with this crosser, okay? And then when it comes to the running back, guys, I can just throw this as simply as a quick check down option out of the backfield, right? Just to cover like that short left part of the field. Like I said, with verticals, something simple as just 4 verticals, guys. It is covering so many different parts of the field that it's really hard to guard all of it, right? I have the right short part of the field covered. I have middle left, and then I have the like I said, the right part of the field covered with this tight end wheel. So I'll show you verticals one more time here. But again, this just comes down to being comfortable making reads. Run plays, guys, that have good spacing. If you want to send 5 out, that's fine. If I want to do something where I send 4 out, like something like this is fine too. Where I have a good high, lower, middle of the field here. I have B, I have A. I'm going to throw A. I would have had X or RB, whichever one they wouldn't use or in a game I would throw to. Just something where we have great spacing, attacking different parts of the field, and like I said, with these zone blitz, guys, they won't be able to guard all of it. We can throw this B wheel here versus cover 3 zone blitz with ease, right? So that is a perfect example, guys, of just different spacing to go with 5 out. The last thing I want to show you guys here with zone blitzes is short side corner routes. Short side corner routes, guys, absolutely kill zone in general, and especially zone blitzes. The reason being is this: if they are blitzing out of zone, this time we'll go against cover 2 look right here, right? Something like press cover 2 from wide, they blitz 5, something like this, right? This is a pretty popular thing to do from wide. Okay, here's the thing: it's going to be hard for them to entirely play the sidelines, like I said, with still sending the zone blitz. So again, what I like to do in the beauty of bunch strong, I can block my tight end. I might do something like this right here, and short side corner routes get over zones super well, right? They get in just a perfect spot right there, and mess flat spot from bunch strong here, and then Indianapolis Colts, also found in the Philadelphia Eagles offensive playbook, does a great job at doing this. And like I said, if I really need a max pro, I can block the running back, but if I don't, this is fine, right? And this is just going to absolutely get over this cover 2. If they start doing like a backed off cloud or backed off 30-yard zone drop, if they blitz, still going to be hard to get over the sidelines, so we still going to have our running back check down right here. But just short, but again, guys, make sure it's short side. I have the ball's on the left hash there if I want to run this corner to the left side of the field. It will get over this cloud flat here with ease. Again, they are setting 5. I have all day because I am blocking my tight end, and we have an absolute dot. So, if you guys found some takeaways there, 5 things to beat the blitz, setting 5 out versus a man blitz, max acting versus a man blitz, using motion to mess up man alignments, having a great spacing concept versus zone blitz, and then blocking your tight end or running back and throwing short side corner routes versus zone blitzes. All those 5 things, great things to do to address the blitz. So if you guys found one of those or multiple of those tips helpful that you can add to your scheme, here's your also GG. We have full schemes used at the highest level man. Links in the description. You should go GG at checkout for 20% off your next order.